welcome to Bavarian Enthusiast TV. My name is Will and I really appreciate you checking out this channel today. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about putting a set of refurbished E21 Recaro seats into my 1970 BMW 2002. If you've been watching this channel at all, then you know that most of my videos lately have been centering on my air-cooled Porsches. So I've been very tied up and working on those cars and just, you know, doing videos on them. Beautiful cars. But you know what? Now it's time for the 02 to shine. So when I bought this car, maybe, I don't even know now, man, it might have been like 6 or 8 months ago now, I knew that there were going to be some kind of like what I'll call tasteful mods that I wanted to do to the car. So this is a full frame off, nuts and bolts restored example, and it came period correct. And you know, I think some guys out there would really like that, but I felt it was a little bit conservative. So, you know, while period correct, it was almost kind of like nerdy in a way. All due respect to those of you out there. And you know what, if you want to tell me in the comments, you know, how you feel about like completely period correct versus, you know, modded 02s, I'd love to hear your opinions on that topic. I just felt like the way the car came, it wasn't lowered, it had the 13-inch hubcaps or wheels with the hubcaps on it. It was just like, you know, pardon me for saying this, it reminded me of the dude who like would stay home Friday nights and not get laid. So I wanted to turn this car from the kind of the dorky guy into the cool guy. So anyway, that leads me to today's mods. I'm going to be doing a seat swap out. So when I bought the car, I knew that while the seats inside were beautiful, number one, I didn't really like how they looked. And number two, you know, candidly, they're not that comfortable. What I was able to do was I was able to source a couple of E21 Recaro cores out on the West Coast. I was able to connect with a man who is in the business of, you know, selling 02 parts. And by the way, if you stick through this entire video, I'll share with you at the end who I bought these seats from. But I was able to get those cores to that guy, and I waited patiently. And, you know, 6 or 8 weeks after I began the process, the boxes showed up at my front door, and I quickly brought them here into the garage. I spent some time unboxing them. I felt very good about the condition they showed up in. The boxes were like professionally stapled closed. Inside of the boxes there was like a lot of kind of insulation and other wrapping that kept the seats protected. So by the time I got them out of the boxes, they were in very good shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the conservative seats now from the 02, and I'm going to pop these Recaros in. I'll get some footage of what they look like inside of the car, and then I'll also share with you some impressions of how they feel comfort-wise versus the seats that are currently into it. So before I get into that, I'd love to ask you to subscribe to my channel. I cover what it's like to own, live with, enjoy air-cooled Porsches, this BMW 02, and you know, who knows what else I'll pick up to add to the collection. So if you're into that kind of content, if you're a car maniac like me, please subscribe and click the bell so you're notified whenever I publish new content. All that being said, let's jump into the installation process. Okay, for, excuse me, step one, you're gonna wanna get a 10mm socket, and you're gonna wanna remove that, and that right. So I have these two removed there, and this guy over here, and I thought it might be interesting just to share with you, like, it is, come on, focus for me. You know, they've been re-zinced. I mean, and all the nuts and bolts on this car are like that. So it's pretty amazing, to be honest with you. Okay, we're gonna wanna slide this seat up. To give us access here and here. So, I'm gonna go ahead and attack those, put the camera down, I'll pick you back up in a minute. So we have the seat out of the car. Maybe I'll hit that with a vacuum cleaner too while it's out of the way. But I mean, you'll notice this carpet is immaculate. So what I thought we would do, just take a look under here. So what I'm gonna have to do is remove these rails here and affix them to the bottom of the Recaro. I'll show you how that works in a minute. Should be pretty straightforward, but what I discovered, this handle here, this lever, when it's mounted to the bottom of the Recaro, the aftermarket rails, it doesn't really provide it with adequate clearance, to allow those teeth to free up. So, you know, if you really apply some pressure to it, you see that you can get just enough so that the seat will slide. But you know, it is a little bit less than ideal. So let me start in on removing these sliders and put them on the bottom. What's nice about how these rails affix to this seat is that on the other side of this, it's threaded. So in other words, you don't need a nut to affix it. Okay. However, here, as you can see, these require a bolt and a nut. So, you know, that just made a little bit of an extra step and a little bit of a surprise for me. So right now I'm going to go ahead and pull these off, and we'll go from there. So this is I'm out for the first drive with these new Recaro seats in the car, and I must say that the comfort level is night and day. I feel much more, let's say, hugged by the seat. The seat is firmer than the factory seat or the seat that came with the car. It's got enough support where you don't feel like you're sinking into the seat. You know, I'm going to have to put some hours of seat time in here to make sure that, you know, I like it long term. But I must say, night and day compared to the previous seats, definitely way more comfortable, and obviously night and day with regards to what it looks like. I think these just look so much better, so much sportier. Now, there is one piece of this whole thing that I have not talked about, which is the back seats. So the back seats, what I did is I bought some same material that looks like this to cover the back seats. I need to get some cores for the back seats. I think that those come up for sale pretty frequently on FAQ. I'm not going to unwrap these cores. I'm going to leave this as it is. Like I said, I'm trying to preserve the value of this car, and any mods that I do, I want to make sure that they're reversible. So I don't know about like unwrapping the seat cores and then trying to rewrap them when I go to sell a car. I don't think I have the skills to make it happen. So overall, happy with this mod. Was it a little bit of a pain in the ass to make it happen? Yeah, it was not exactly plug and play, but you know, so be it. I'm not a master mechanic. Maybe somebody smarter than me can make it work better. So in closing, if you're into content like this, if you're into YouTube channels that are about German sports cars, classic German sports cars, then you know what? You need to subscribe to this channel. So that said, I appreciate you checking this video out. Hope you learned some, or at least you were mildly entertained. I hope to see you next time. Thanks.